Some people are very critical of others and they just love to criticize. They're like, oh, I just like to be honest, or I'm just telling the truth. But what a lot of those people don't realize is that sometimes they're just downright rude. So I was trying to make myself feel better. I looked up some things and I just wanna go over it. So this first one says, four helpful ways to deal with critical people. Consider the source. Who's criticizing you? Does this person have knowledge or experience in this particular situation? Do they have experience, or are they just telling you what they want you to hear from them because, oh, I'm an expert? Or even if they don't think that they're an expertise on that subject, they may be trying to put you down, because I have known people like that personally that take great joy in belittling others and putting other people down. It makes them feel good about themselves. And I don't like people like that, but sometimes if they're your loved ones, it's like I don't want to do away with them forever, but still you have to be able to distinguish between the two. It says, don't take it personally. It's not about you, it's them. Take a moment before you respond. Try to take a time out. Become a rock. Don't react. Instead, give boring answers like, I'll consider that. That's a boring answer. I'll consider that. You know what's so funny? I started doing that whenever people were giving me advice, unwarranted advice. I would say, okay, I'll think about it, or, I'll consider it. I actually used to tell people that, and they would say, well, are you going to do it or not? It's like, I can't give you an exact answer, but if you're going to push me for the answer is no. And they get so mad when you won't do what they want you to do. And people like that are very controlling. The next one says, constant criticism diminishes your self-confidence. It does. And I'm guilty. I'm guilty of being on both sides, you guys. So I'm not perfect at all. I've criticized my wife for having improper grammar, and I could even be saying it incorrectly, but who am I? The only reason I do that is because when I was growing up, I spoke in a very East Texas Southern country dialect, and my mom used to mentally beat it out of me, stop talking like that, Portia. You need to speak more eloquently and stop speaking like you're from the country. It was sad whenever I was doing it to my wife, but it's what I grew up, doing. So in my mind, it was okay. But now she kind of feels a little insecure or a little self-conscious whenever she's talking to people. She's like, am I using the correct words? Am I saying it properly? And I feel so bad that I put that in her head. But at the same time, I want her to succeed. I don't want her going in front of people, mispronouncing words or using words that are out of context or just flat out the wrong, usage for them. And I'm not perfect. I still Google words all the time, baby. So it's not even like that. I just want to set her up for success. And I understand why my mom did that to me as well. She was setting me up for success. The next one says how criticism damages relationships. Here we go. It hurts your partner's self-esteem, which it did. It destroys trust. I don't think that happened with us. It impacts intimacy. Definitely didn't happen. It's not effective for changing your partner's behavior. And when constant, it may become emotional abuse. So I think they're talking about a different criticism. That kind of criticism is maybe you're not good enough. You're never going to be a good songwriter because you suck. And if you would just go pay to take lessons, maybe you would become a better songwriter because your songwriting sucks. I'm the songwriter anyway, so I feel comfortable saying that. But I feel like that kind of criticism, it's not constructive at all. That is destructive criticism. Or, oh, you're so overweight. You need to lose weight. You need to get your stomach on flat. You're not going to the gym enough. You're not working out right. You're not lifting the weights right. You need to lift the weights like this instead of like that. You need to do this first instead of, it's like, okay. Sometimes people really are trying to help, but at the same time, your way is not always the right way. It may be the right way for you, but it may not work for the next person. How to react to criticism. Keep calm, take a walk, review criticism, and look for pros. So if someone is telling you, oh, you're working out the wrong way, don't lift the dumbbells that way, lift it this way, actually consider what they say. Could I potentially be doing it wrong? Even though their delivery was very poor, maybe I can take something from what they told me. I have known narcissistic people in my past, and some of those guys are very brilliant and very knowledgeable. You can learn from narcissistic people. And it's even though they think that everything they do is the right way, it's not. But at the same time, they do have a lot of valuable knowledge. So take what you want, but stupid things like the way that you click a mouse, it's like, okay, you're just nitpicking now. Like, people don't have to do everything the way that you want them to. And yes, that was a real thing. How to handle criticism. Again, is the criticism well-intended? If no, all the no's point to don't bother, you were good enough. So we're just going to follow the yes line. Is criticism well-intended? Yes. Do you care about this person's opinion? Yes. Is it constructive? Yes. Do you agree? Yes. Work on improving. If you disagree, realize that you can't please everyone and let it go. And if you answered no to anything above that, don't bother. You are good enough. People criticize and put down others just so they... Let's start that again. People criticize and put others down just so they can have the feeling of being superior, so they can hide their own insecurities. I feel sorry for people who need to do that. It is so incredibly pathetic. I agree 100%. 100%. If you're criticizing someone and it is destructive instead of constructive, I do feel like it is their own insecurities that they're projecting onto that other person. It is giving them a feeling of superiority. And in situations like that, you must stay far away from those people, no matter how much you love them. You know how they say you can feed them with the long straw instead of a short straw, or whatever they say, you have to love them from a distance and allow yourself to care, allow yourself to love them, but you must put yourself and your emotional well-being first. You must allow yourself to do what is best for you and stop thinking about how your actions will affect them by not being in their life whenever you come around them and they're constantly putting you down. Don't let yourself be someone else's stepping stone. No, you have to remove yourself from that situation. And whenever you're strong enough to return, then you can return. But don't let them kick you while you're down. When people negatively criticize you for not being who they think you should be, or not being enough, or look for flaws in you and put you down, they are really using you as a mirror for how they really feel about themselves. Don't let critical, rude people drag you down. Amen. If they see some characteristics in you that they don't like me being overweight, if someone has recently lost weight or they are on a weight loss journey, they might look at me and be like, oh, you're not good enough. You need to be losing weight. You need to be doing this, but I'm just telling you this because I care. But I don't really think you're fat. I think that everyone may think you're fat, instead of just saying, I think you're fat. No, this person may think you're fat, and you don't look fat in that dress. You look fat in everything because you are fat, not you. But I'm just saying, yes, that really happened too. And it's like, okay, it's okay to tell me that I've put on some weight, or even that you think I'm fat, but to continue doing it in that way that negatively beats me down, the way that you talk to yourself, you should talk to me the way you want people to talk to you, not the way that you talk to yourself or the way that you feel like you should talk to other people, because it is rude. Nobody is perfect, and nobody deserves to be perfect. Nobody has it easy. Everybody has issues. You never know what people are going through, so pause before you start judging, criticizing, or mocking others. Everybody is fighting their own unique war. That is definitely for everyone, because we can all be critical. We are not perfect. I have criticized people in my past, and I probably still criticize people today, especially myself. But we don't have to be perfect. We don't have to be like, oh, everything is going to be beautiful and we're always going to be kind and nice. We are going to definitely have some downfalls, and we may even look at other people the way that we look at ourselves, like they're not good enough because we aren't good enough. But to actually speak that, even for me to think it while you're looking at that person, gives them negative energy, in my opinion. Whenever you think negative thoughts, it puts that energy onto that person, whether they are aware or not. So I say keep a positive mindset and make sure your speech is very positive as well, so that you deliver positive energy. It's something that I still practice, and I may never be, like they say, perfect at it, but I'm definitely not going to stop trying. Psychological fact: people with low self-esteem are 80% more likely to criticize others or put them down in order to make themselves feel better tougher, and smarter. But people who are confident within themselves are more likely to take things as they are and enjoy them. So like I said, if you've got someone who, like me, is like overweight or on a weight loss journey or whatever, and I've got low self-esteem, which I feel like my self-esteem is very high. I'm very confident in myself, if you failed to notice. But anyway, some people with low self-esteem, they may put you down. I've had people that love me very dearly, but because they have low self-esteem, they say things to me that is almost like what they said, like a reflection in the mirror, like it's how they talk to themselves, like, oh, I think that you should get better at doing this because you need to practice more. And it's like, I do practice. No, but you really need to practice more because you need to get better at this. I'm like, okay. And it sounds like a nice thing to say, but it's the delivery. Like, no, like, yeah, you need to keep practicing that because you need to get better. It's like, okay, I heard you the first 10 times, but I keep telling you I am currently practicing. So I'm getting better and I am progressing, but you don't want to hear me because you're projecting your low self-esteem onto me. And I don't like that. But at the same time, it's like, when you love those people, what do? Having low self-esteem and projecting your insecurities on other people is different from criticizing. It's almost like someone saying, like, I do this to my wife, but I'm just telling the truth because I love her. I tell her we both need to go to the gym. We both need to get healthy. We both need to get in shape. We're both overweight. And I even use the word obese. I don't like using the word fat, but I say the word obese a lot, and it kind of hurts her feelings. But I'm like, I'm not just saying it to you. I'm saying it about myself too. Now, if I was skinny and it was just me telling her that we need to do it together so that I can help her, it is still in a soft way to where I want to help her and I want to help myself as well. But, it's different from being like, oh, well, you're so fat. You don't need to be eating that cake. That's so rude. Even though I do talk to myself like that sometimes, I don't tell myself I don't need to be eating that cake. I tell myself I should be eating an apple instead, or I should be eating, like anything, like vegetables and fruit or something healthy instead, in that way. But if I want cake, I need to allow myself to have the cake, because if I don't eat the cake, I might end up binging on it later tonight. So just eat the goddamn cake, it's like that. They will criticize you if you succeed. They will criticize you if you fail. They will criticize you if you get up. They will criticize you if you give up. They will criticize you for being you. They will criticize you if they think you're trying to be someone else. No matter what, you're going to be criticized. So just live. Be you. Don't worry about what other people want you to be. As long as you're happy, you're healthy, and you're living your best life, that's all you can do, is just be you. Be you. And like it said, just live. Just live. I really like that. You can't please everyone, so please yourself, baby. People that criticize other people are just unhappy about something in their lives, and they take the most pathetic measures to make themselves feel better by putting other people down. How can putting someone else down lift you up? I am an empath. Whenever someone else's energy is low and sad and defeated, I feel low, I feel sad, I feel defeated because I can feel their pain. I love to lift people up and give them positive energy, but everybody is not like that. Some people truly enjoy putting others down, and I can't stand it. But again, you just have to not surround yourself around people that are like that, unless that's the energy you enjoy being around. It is entirely up to you. Whatever energy you desire, whatever energy works for you, do that. But I prefer to be around happy, positive-minded people that give off positive energy, and they don't take out their insecurities and low self-esteem on other people. Often people that criticize your life are usually the same people that don't know the price you paid to get where you are today. Yes, I love that so much, because they don't know what you're going through. Even people who do know what you're going through will still put you down. Like if I tell someone, hey, I'm struggling with bipolar disorder, and they're like, oh, I'm gonna make her sad because I know that she's gonna go into a depression episode. People like that are very dangerous, and you need to stay far away from people like that. Or, oh, I'm feeling so insecure about my weight. Well, you are fat, and it's so sad because they don't know what you've gone through to get to where you are today. You could have been struggling with eating disorders. You could be struggling with mental health issues and disorders. There could be a long list of things that you're dealing with, and whether they know or not, some people just flat out don't care. As long as they're happy, they will walk and step all over you to get to where they want to be. I don't like people like that, and I should be more positive and not say that I don't like them, but the truth is, I don't want to be around people like that because it does affect my positive energy, and I prefer balance in the best way. Like how they say you have to have the same amount of positive and negative energy to be balanced. I want the same amount of positive energy on both sides so that I can be balanced that way. And I almost want to feel like I'm floating, like I'm being lifted up because the positive energy is carrying me through my life. That's what I desire. Negative energy is not necessary, although it still comes. It definitely comes, but I just try to convert as much as I can. Ooh, this is a good one. The notorious informant derive pleasure in misleading others. Interesting. They actually mean harm. They derive pleasure by misleading you, cooking up stories, and providing false claims. Their criticism is intended to fool you, believe in things that don't exist. Making others suffer and crushing their dreams is their goal. Stay far away from the notorious informant. Stay far away from them, as far away as you possibly can. Let's go down to the attacker. The attacker lift themselves up by pulling others down, attack you as a person instead of focusing on your work, reflection of their own deep-seated fears, their failures, outcomes they did not achieve, or goals they are too scared to pursue. They criticize others to feel good about themselves. Now, this person is a little easier to be around because all you have to do is stand your ground and let them know that, hey, I am proud of myself. I love myself. I am where I am today because I am strong. Whenever you stand up to the attacker, a lot of times they will kind of like back and be like, okay, I'm sorry, I was wrong for that, because they don't realize, some of them do, but the ones that I've encountered that are attackers, they don't realize they're doing that. The notorious informant, I've met at least 2 people like that in my personal life. And when I tell you, they truly like have the most wicked laugh whenever someone has fallen short or they have some kind of downfall, like, Mwahaha. They really laugh like that. And it's not for play, like it's serious. Like they're so happy. Those people you have to beware of. But the attacker, you can live with them. It's just going to be a battle, a constant battle. The seasoned critic, well-intentioned criticism. Their criticism is precious, not personal. Okay, I guess they were telling the truth. It preserves your dignity while helping you uncover the flaws. They mean no harm, only care about adding value. They seek no personal interest, only believe in your growth. Okay, so that actually makes sense. I'm gonna have to read that again because the precious really threw me off. I'm like, criticism being precious? Are you sure about that? Their criticism is precious, not personal. It preserves your dignity while helping you uncover the flaws. They mean no harm, only care about adding value. They seek no personal interest, only believe in your growth. Okay, I like that. So the seasoned critic is someone that is actually trying to help you. Like, your songwriting is decent, but it can definitely get better with more practice. Why don't you check out this book and see if it helps you or aids you in your journey? And whenever you're using this word, why don't you try swapping it out for something like this instead? And maybe just get rid of the causes and buts altogether until you get a little bit better at implementing those words in your songwriting. That is great criticism. I would accept that. And I think I definitely write cuz and but in my songs, but, and I just said the word but yeah, I think that criticism is good. The vague criticizer, useless with no real substance. Instead of giving a path forward, their criticism is based on conclusions. There's hardly anything in the feedback that's actionable. Worse, it isn't even specific. Unless they are open to add meaningful information, their criticism serves no purpose. I feel like that could be like you need to stop doing it like you need to do it more like me. Just do it more like me. Just watch me and do it like me. It's like, can you tell me what you're doing differently? Just watch. You'll see. In time, you'll see, like something like that. I don't know. Maybe useless, no real substance. It's different from deriving pleasure. Why do I feel like derive is wrong? I don't know. Maybe I need to look that word up. Like derivative, deriving from pleasure and misleading others versus being useless. So the vague criticizer isn't trying to mislead people. It's not trying to crush your dreams and crush your goals. It's just not meaningful. It's just criticism. They're telling you how they really feel without caring about your feelings. And at the same time, they're not giving you like a workaround. They're not giving you like homework to do to actually work on getting better. Okay, that makes sense. Next. Okay, constructive criticism versus destructive. Constructive criticism, what is it? An objective analysis of the weaknesses and strengths of the writing. I'm going to say of the person. An objective analysis of the weaknesses and strengths of the person. What is destructive criticism? An attack on the person. Whoa, okay. Analysis of the weaknesses and strengths versus an attack, okay? So what does the critic do? The person that's criticizing you, whenever it's constructive, they encourage the person to improve and move forward. When it's destructive, they put the person down and imply the person should give up. Wow. So destructive criticism, you could actually see a lot of this on the internet when people like put you down and tell you to give up on your dreams and it's not worth it. You're never going to make it. Just give up. It's never going to happen versus this is how you can improve. This is how you can get better. What does the person get from a constructive criticizer? They get tips, they get advice and a positive outlook. Versus destructive, the person gets conflict and negativity. Okay. That's pretty transparent. I like that. What should the person do? If it's constructive, thank the critic immediately and start making changes to improve. Whenever it's destructive, do not answer immediately. Try to find useful advice in the attack. Even though they are being destructive, find some kind of positives that you can take away from their attack. Even if it's, I need to stay the heck away from this person for the rest of my life or until they get better. And then answer when calm or not at all. I feel like I'm getting better at answering whenever I'm being like attacked or criticized very heavily, very destructively. And that is what I said. Hey, I'm very proud of myself. I actually have used this. I'm very proud of myself. I am strong and I'm doing everything that I can to progress forward. I'm practicing daily. I'm trying to get better and I'm actually very proud of myself and I'm very happy. And I love surrounding myself with peace and positive energy. That is actually a response that I will use regularly and have used in the past. Here we go. More constructive versus destructive. Constructive criticism is criticism given with a compassionate and helpful attitude. Destructive criticism is criticism given with the intention to harm or the intent to harm or insult someone. Okay? Main intention of constructive criticism is to help a person to improve their work or their life. Destructive criticism's main intention is to hurt and embarrass the person. Constructive criticism focuses on shortcomings of the person or their strengths and weaknesses. Destructive criticism focuses on the person of the work, not the creation. They're focusing on you, not your life, not your accomplishments, not what you're working towards. It's you this, you that, instead of your work this, your work that, your life this, your life that. I don't know. Sometimes I feel like destructive criticisms, they can focus on the work and put the work down too. So I don't know if I agree with that 100%, but it's okay. Offer suggestions or tips to improve whenever it's constructive. That is true. They give you tips on how to improve. Destructive criticism does not offer suggestions or tips. I also disagree with that because sometimes destructive criticism, it depends. This is mainly talking about works of like literature or something, but I feel like in real life, they will give you some kind of tips, but it's not like, sometimes it is good tips. Sometimes they will beat you down to the ground and then tell you what you need to do to get better. So there are all kind of people out there that will do that, but you also have people out there that will give you the kind of tips that are like they'll beat you down to the ground and be like, just starve, don't even eat, and then you'll lose the weight, you know? And that's not really a good suggestion or a tip, but it is a suggestion, not one that you should listen to, not one that you should follow, but at the same time, they told you something, you know? So constructive criticism, it is specific, clear, detailed, and actionable. Whenever you're done receiving that criticism, you can get up and do something about it. And whenever it's destructive, it's vague and non-specific. So you can't really act upon it, especially if it's something like just don't eat. It's like, well, I'm not going to do that. So you really didn't give me any good tips or suggestions, but you did tell me what you felt like I should do. Okay. Constructive criticism, the critics are usually experts. Destructive criticism, critics tend to be ignorant. I also think that is false. It says they tend to be and usually, so it's not matter of fact, which is good. But I do feel like people that are not experts can still give you criticism based on what they think or how they feel. Like I'm trying to be, but I'm not currently like a literary writer. So I don't write like novels and stuff like that, but I do want to get more into writing scripts. So far I've written like 4, but I want to get into writing more long scripts. I've only written full-length short scripts. So I wouldn't be able to give someone specific advice on how to get better at writing books, but I can read their book and tell them what I think about it. If I came across any grammatical errors, or if I just felt like the story fell off, I can tell them my honest opinion, and even though I'm not an expert. Or if I'm looking at someone's art, I can't tell them about their brush strokes, but I can tell them about, you know, whether I can understand what their song is about or what their painting is about. I can tell them that even if I'm not an expert, you know, but whatever. So anyway, constructive criticism, you should thank the critic and try to improve your work. Destructive criticism, you shouldn't get angry or upset by the criticism. Don't allow them to control your emotions. Just move on. Just take whatever they gave you and move on so that you can be happy and find your peace. Don't allow them to take that away from you. Okay, we've got more. Constructive criticism, compassionate and helpful. Destructive, harmful and insulting. This is blurry. Constructive focuses on the work. Destructive feels like a personal attack. Constructive, suggestions for improvement. Of course, destructive, no suggestions. Constructive, specific, clear, detailed, actionable. Destructive, vague and non-specific. Constructive creates motivation, excitement, and energy. Destructive creates defensiveness, distress, and fatigue. Okay, that was something new. Here we go, another one. Constructive criticism, respectful, encouraging, sensitive, solutions, ideas, objective, compassionate, guidance. Destructive criticism, aggressive, condescending, disrespectful, damaging, harsh, belittling, insulting, and insensitive. And there we have it. That was it, you guys. Reading over these the other day really made me feel better. It made me feel like, okay, maybe what I think is going on is correct and I'm not making it all up in my head. People really are trying to put me down. Maybe they see me as a threat. Maybe they actually care about me and love me and want to lift me up, but they just don't know how because of their own insecurities, their own self-esteem issues. So hopefully you guys screenshotted some of these and you can take them and allow it to better yourself and even help to better your loved ones if they are putting you down. And if they don't care to improve, just please distance yourself from them for a while. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching. Peace.